DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hey, welcome to FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. I'm Jim Sinicropi inside the FingerLakes1.com studios here in Seneca Falls, New York. And October kind of kicks off like the final stretch of the year. It seems like we turned the page and now we're definitely into fall and take us right through the holiday season and the new year. So today we're going to welcome Nick Violas, co-owners of Nolan's and Nolan's on the Lake, Nolan's Catering, back in studio. Melissa Oliver's here. She's the GM of the Hotel Canandaigua Tapestry by Hilton, and we're going to talk about some events going on in Canandaigua and at both of those places over, now between the end of the year. So it should be a pretty good show. I love this time of year. October might be the best month. Tough to beat September, though. We just had a great September. But then, like I said, we head into the holiday season, and so it is an awesome time of year here in the Finger Lakes. But first, this episode of the FLX Weekly is brought to you by Seneca Falls Acupuncture. Seneca Falls Acupuncture offers personalized treatments for pain relief, women's health, digestive symptoms, cosmetic acupuncture, and more, helping you look and feel your best naturally. Book your appointment online at SenecaFallsAcupuncture.com to experience award-winning care right here in the Finger Lakes. And also West & Company Diamonds and Jewelry. They're a full-service family-owned jewelry store serving Auburn and the surrounding communities. Check them out online at westandcompany.com or stop in and browse their selections at 10 Genesee Street in downtown Auburn. West & Company, crafting fine jewelry since 1982. Nick and Melissa, welcome.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Nick, welcome back. You were on earlier in the summer. Now we're in fall. June 4th episode, actually, and we talked a lot about the history of Nolan's and stuff like that. So anybody that's interested in that should go check out that episode. But something new this year is Nolan's Catering. Just tell us a little bit about how that came about, as an offshoot of your longstanding business.
Well, we've been catering for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think it started probably the second season we were open. We didn't really realize what was happening, but I bought a 20 by 30 foot tent. I put it in the back of Nolan's. I was doing some rehearsal dinners, some baby showers, mostly for friends and family, not realizing at the time we were developing catering. The season after that, we hooked up with Heron Hill Winery. I don't know if you're familiar with that,
Mm-hmm.
out in Hammondsport, of course you are. Quite a distance for us, but we pack up our trucks. We'd head over the hills and far away, and we do these weddings. And at that time, it was more of a challenge than anything, but we were evolving our catering business. Very primitive back then. The setups we had were crazy, trying to set up places to cook outside of these events. And now here we are, 10, 14 years later, we've evolved into something much bigger.
And you partners with Hotel Canandaigua. Talk about how that came about and kind of what you're doing for them over there.
Well, I'll have to let Melissa talk more about that. But,
Okay.
Sometimes the best plans start off on a bar napkin.
Yeah.
And my brother, who is also a co-owner, he moved back from California. He has a condo at the hotel. And he was telling anyone who would listen that, Nolan should be catering in there because his little brother does such a good job with catering. Of course, nobody really listened for a while, but then Melissa came into town and then...
Started listening.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Tell us about how you start. You're the general manager at the Hotel Canandaigua. Just tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to this position.
Sure. So I've been in hotels for 17 years now, all around New York State. I actually started kind of in the Finger Lakes in Waterloo, so I'm familiar with the area. Went to Rochester, went to Lake Placid, ended up back in Syracuse. So before coming to Canandaigua, I was in Syracuse for 6 years. running a very large hotel there. So opportunity came up in Canandaigua, beautiful town. Was just time to do something new, and made my way out.
So that's pretty wide, diverse places in New York that you've been. Syracuse, Lake Placid's beautiful. What's special about Canandaigua? Are this your current position?
Well, I think Lake Placid really gave me a look into lake towns and that environment and that atmosphere. And Canandaigua, it reminds me so much, obviously, of Lake Placid. And it's just a gorgeous place to be. And it's beautiful year round. And it's a leisure traveler versus a corporate traveler. So when you're in this industry for a long time, you kind of just figure out, which traveler market do you prefer? And I really enjoy the tourism and the travelers that come in seasonally. So it's a good fit for me.
Yeah, and so it's interesting when I get to talk to someone like you about who are the people that come to the Finger Lakes? Like who where are they from? What are they looking for? Like, what do you find? Is there any general theme?
Well, everyone's just looking for a beautiful getaway. I mean, it's interesting. A lot of the travelers are between the 4 and 6 hour away window. They want to, so most of them are looking for something that's drivable, but far enough away that it feels like a vacation. So a lot of people come up from Pennsylvania, Jersey, the city. Even with the events that we book, a lot of them they may have started in Canandaigua, but then moved to the city, in New York City, and they come back and they get married back where they are from. So there are a lot of people that return as well.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful property, and who wouldn't want to spend time on the north end of Canandaigua Lake? With so much, so you have the lake and everything that offers, and the views and the vistas to your south, and then to the north you have all the amenities of a small city in Canandaigua. So it is a pretty awesome spot to visit. And if you're from New York City or Pittsburgh or even Boston, it's like a getaway to a small, quaint little town, even though Canandaigua to us is like one of the bigger towns in the Finger Lakes, I suppose. So you partnered with Nick and Nolan's Catering. Tell us how that came about and kind of what services you're offering.
Yeah, it's funny. I like the way that Nick describes it, actually, because I think it did start with many conversations just over a beverage at the bar at the hotel, and his brother would talk to me about the possibility of the partnership, and then Nick and I met and really put numbers to paper and pencil to paper and did the math. And I mean, we had to sell this to many people above me. I mean, I didn't just make this decision for the ownership group. We had to put a lot into it. So I want to say that I feel like we started May 1st, right? And I think that we worked on it from January 1st to May 1st to get that to get that completely figured out. So really what we were looking for, Nolan's has such an amazing reputation in the area, and they have built such demand for themselves. And we being a newer property, it's a struggle for us to keep the volume that you need to operate like that and have the staff to operate. So really we wanted to lean into Nick and Nolan's and have them help us and bring their reputation to the hotel. But also they just have resources. He's just developed such a strong staffing model, and people are so loyal, and he just has that advantage where admittedly we struggle half the year to find staff.
Yeah.
So.
Any restaurant, I think, and I've never owned a restaurant or run a restaurant, but it seems to me like the toughest thing is staffing, getting people you can count on in the back house, in the front of house. What's your secret?
Well, born and raised in Canandaigua, so I know everybody's family. I know their kids, and so that they're loyal to a person that's from the town.
Yep.
I think we pay our staff well. We take our staff seriously. Even when we joined, Hotel Canandaigua, it really wasn't something that it wasn't necessarily for me. It was for my staff, of giving them an opportunity. The decision was theirs. Do you want to expand our catering? And they're buying in, and I have a core group of people. We employ over 150 people, a lot of part-time, but I have a core group of full-time people that this is their career, and they're as invested into Nolan's as I am, because they see that as theirs. And so I think giving people that opportunity has helped us with retention and growth.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense because I know, yes, a lot of restaurants operate seasonally, and it's tough, I suppose, to, uh, as an employee, looking for consistent, steady income and reliable work. It's a tough sell, but you're able to kind of, especially through the catering business now, kind of extend the season a little bit.
Well, we take Nolan's where our staff takes it, so it's it's wherever they want to take it, we take it. So it's the catering, it's all one big family. It's not just catering. My core staff have been with me for a long time, and they may have their hands in catering for part of it, and then they may have their hands in the main restaurant for the other part. So it's all one big family that works together.
Okay. And from as far as your guests, they're probably happy to have this all streamlined and have great food for the events that they're hosting at the hotel. How's it gone so far, I guess?
It's been amazing. We've had to figure out some little hiccups just in the partnership as far as the execution, but the food wise and from the guest perspective, amazing. The feedback's incredible. I mean, definitely can't get better food, and the planners and the Nick staff that sell the events, they're so dedicated to the clientele, and I really can't say enough about how good the feedback's been. It's sensational, and then they are spreading the word, and they're telling everyone else to come hold their events with us. So it's gone great. It's gone great.
So off the top, I mentioned, a lot of great events coming up. So we're going to talk about some of those. But I suppose there's some great synergy there and be able to craft the events like we're going to talk about. For you guys having the space at Hotel Canandaigua and for you having the resources for the catering, it's probably easy to put together some pretty cool events. So the first one I see coming up here would be the Halloween Bash.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So we're going to throw a Halloween party, an adult Halloween party. There is a huge band from the CNY area, Hard Promises, that is coming out, and very lucky to get them. They really don't do a lot of private shows anymore. They typically are selling out Del Lago and some larger venues now. But I have a good relationship with them. I got them to come out. So we're going to throw a party. Nick's going to do some Halloween themed food, and really it's just a reason and a way for people to get together and have a safe place that they can go. And also Halloween is on a Friday this year, so you can grab a room, stay over, and
It's happening on Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Friday, Halloween, everybody likes that. Costumes?
yes, there'll be costume contests. You don't have to come in costume, but it's highly encouraged, and we're going to give away some awesome prizes.
Is this something people will need tickets for?
Yes, you can get your ticket on Eventbrite. It's $40. That includes the food and your first drink. So, not a big cost to be able to be there. And we'll have a lot of fun surprises for the attendees too.
Hey, the way the weather's going, you might have to have it outside too.
Absolutely. Well, we have a huge fire pit out there. People love to go and stand at that. So, we have heaters. So yeah, if it's nice out, we'll have the patio open for sure.
So, how do you coordinate to plan an event like this? So so this is a special event, Halloween. You mentioned Halloween food. Do you choose off your normal catering menu, or do you actually develop special things for something like this?
Well, the Halloween bash is just more like snacks, so that's not really a dinner program that we're doing.
Right.
The other events that we'll talk about is it's just mostly our catering menu that we work off of.
Okay. So Eventbrite for the tickets, or can you get them right from the hotel website too? Like, is there?
You have to get the tickets from Eventbrite.
Okay.
Tickets for all of our events actually go through Eventbrite. It's just an easier tracking and selling.
Is there a link like on the website? Just
Yes, and if you go to our social media pages, ours or Nolan's, so they're connected. There's events. So on Facebook, there's an event for each of these, and that has the link to the tickets in it as well.
Okay. So, Halloween will be here before you know it. Then next thing you know, it's November and Thanksgiving, and then you have some a couple other cool events coming up. Breakfast with Santa. How did you book Santa? He's usually busy this time of year.
We have a guy who's been doing it for us for quite a while, and so not so hard to find.
Yeah. Is that a ticketed event or okay?
Yes.
So same thing. You just look for it on social media or the websites, and then book it through Eventbrite. And then what I think could probably be like the biggest one, the New Year's Eve bash. What's planned for that one?
New Year's Eve is going to be fun. So this will be a huge party. So this is 5 hours of open bar, full dinner spread. Nick and his chef have created an awesome menu for New Year's Eve. But it starts with a cocktail hour with hors d'oeuvres and a DJ in one section of our hotel, and then everybody's going to move to the ballroom for the main event. The arcade is playing, which is an 80s band. They bring huge video walls, and they play all the MTV videos that go with their music. Super awesome. Wow. We've had them play a few times at the hotel, and they are a huge hit every time that they come out. So those tickets actually just went live this morning, so you can get them now on Eventbrite. And again, there are Facebook events for that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, New Year's Eve is always a contentious thing, I think, for people planning. So, hey, get your tickets early and you're set. You won't have to worry about it. You know, you can go about the rest of your holidays and know you're set for New Year's Eve. That sounds like a great time on New Year's Eve. As we usher in 2026, here living in the future. Yeah, so those are awesome. And there's one more I should mention. It is next year, but on Valentine's Day, you're having our Valentine's Day weekend. You're having a murder mystery weekend, and that's something like that's a little different than the other things we talked about. That's more of like a experience, a multi-day experience.
Yeah, this is super interesting, and I think people are really going to enjoy this. If you're looking for something different to do for Valentine's Day, this is a really immersive weekend. This company travels nationally and does these at some very, very prestigious hotels. So we contacted them and got them to come out. But basically, you check into the hotel on Friday. You go, all your meals are included. It's a package deal, includes your room and your meals, but you become part of the murder mystery event. So, you go to the cocktail hour that night. You get to meet the other attendees that are there. The next day you have breakfast. Clues start unraveling, and you become part of this event. And then you don't find out who the murderer is until Sunday at brunch. So it's a whole weekend of fun, and I think they're going to put a Valentine's Day spin on it. So there's probably going to be some little lovers quarrel, or I don't know what, but something.
It'll be a mystery, a murder mystery. Awesome. So a little bit just about the hotel in general. It's a Tapestry by Hilton Collection hotel. What's that mean?
So a Tapestry is part of the Hilton family, and what's great about that is they consider it a lifestyle brand. So what that means is they really don't put a lot of strict rules on it. So they want you to have your own personality, your own identity. So ours goes with the Canandaigua theme. Our artwork is pictures of the lake, and it's very custom to Canandaigua. But what's great about it is if you're a Hilton's member, you get all the points for staying there. So,
which I am, actually.
Yeah, so you can use your Hilton rewards, your Hilton points, and it's part of the Hilton family.
And the Corsairs Cove is probably getting ready to close, but maybe a lot of people, especially out here in the east, to the east of Canandaigua, might not be familiar with that. But is that closed for the year now?
It just closed this past weekend. Okay. Corsairs Cove is our pirate-themed tiki bar that we relaunched this year. So it had a great run all summer. It was a really fun place to be. We did a concert series every week out there, had a couple hundred people coming on Wednesdays. But if you didn't get to come out and see the Tiki Bar, highly recommend next year. It's super relaxed, super just an easy place to go, be able to hang and have a drink. You can bring your dog. People love that. It was fun. It's sad to see it over. I guess that's a sign of summer really ending.
Yeah, well, it'll be back next spring. Or, the way the weather is, maybe will never end. Maybe the Corsairs Cove will start being open in January. Excuse me. So, as I mentioned, Halloween Bash is the one coming up next. Got Breakfast with Santa, big New Year's Eve Bash, which tickets are on sale for. You can go to either Nolan's or the Hotel Canandaigua social media accounts or websites, get the tickets now through Eventbrite, and kind of shore some things up now, so you don't have to scramble later, I suppose. So, Nick, just the core business of Nolan's, the restaurant, I'm sure it's going well. I was there geez, early August, late July. We had dinner. It was great as usual. Um, how does like your customer flow change throughout the year? Like in the summer, are there more people from out of town? And then we get into the fall. Like, do people come to after the high school sporting events in this time of year? Like, just a little bit about like your customers.
Yeah. So the summer is really dominated by tourists. They come in droves. They're still coming now. They like to come see the season change. They love the fall. A lot of day trippers, like Melissa was explaining. Then in the wintertime, it's most of our locals. Our locals do come throughout the entire season, but it is dominated in the summer by the tourists. Our locals will come. We have lots of regulars. They love to sit at the bar and eat and do all that. But yeah, they continue to come. We certainly aren't as busy in the off season as we are through the fall, but we still have our things. These pop-up events are great. Our customers really love that. When we first partnered with the hotel, we put on an open house, and we invited all of our friends and family and customers. Probably about 200 people came, and it was a free party, free food and booze, but we asked them to dress up, and because we were going to bring a videographer to take some content for marketing purposes.
Sure.
And we had friends dress up as bride and groom. They brought out their wedding gowns and stuff, and the response we got from that was they just loved it. They loved dressing up. They loved doing that. They asked for more of that. And so we got together with Melissa and said, hey, what have you done in the past? And of course, she's been doing this for 20 years. And she came up with all these great ideas. And what really is going to be special about these events is the entertainment she brings to these. The music is incredible. So for those who love live music, this is more than just two guys playing acoustic guitar. These are full bands. And they're talented. And this arcade I saw, my God, it was so much fun. And they're going to be on New Year's Eve. And the band for the Halloween, I mean, they're just an over-the-top kind of band. So she's bringing some really great entertainment. The murder mystery is going to be a ride. So my customers are going to love going to this. I know the locals are, and I hope we can grab some people from the fringes of Canandaigua as well.
Sure, and I think they'll come for these name brand bands, and you're right. A lot of times somebody has live music, and you go out, and it's a couple guys on acoustic guitars, and that's fine. That's great.
We love
Nothing
that.
wrong with that.
This is a different kind of thing.
Yeah, but to take it up a notch with the full band, and the full sound system and everything, it is a different experience. And arcade, they play music from the 80s.
Yes.
Which we're probably of a similar
love it.
era. It's I found that I was down in Harrisonburg, Virginia for Parents Weekend at James Madison this past weekend, and we went to a frat party, and they were playing 80s music at the frat party, like exclusively.
Never gets old.
I heard every Motley Crue song, and I was like, are they doing this because it's Parents Weekend, or are these kids listening to this? And my daughter said that that's usually what they play there, so which I thought that was kind of strange. But everything old is always new again. So I don't know if we need to bring back the hair and the makeup, but the music was pretty good for a while. So, hey, you got season tickets for the Bills.
I do.
At 4-0.
4-0.
Last time they were 5-0. Little trivia.
I don't.
It was 1991, the year after they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. They started out 5-0. So, and there's two 4-0 teams in the league, and Bills are the only one in the AFC. So, I mean, is this like the year or what?
This is the year.
It's got to be, right?
This is the year. It's always the year.
Well, at some point,
This is definitely the year.
yeah, I think it's got to be. It's just the natural progression of things, and from like Josh Allen's perspective, he was so young when he started, and he's had so much success, but now it's getting to the point where if they don't go to a Super Bowl, people are going to start asking questions like, can he win the big one and stuff like that. So I think it is a big year, to actually maybe not win the Super Bowl, but at least get over the hump of getting to the Super Bowl.
I think we're going to close out the stadium with a Super Bowl. And I
Yep.
think we're going to open the new stadium with a Super Bowl. So I think it's going to be back-to-back seasons, and Josh Allen is going to be the second coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too outlandish of a prediction. I think that's something that you probably would get pretty, the odds wouldn't be too long on that in Vegas.
Yeah.
The Bills winning the Super Bowl this year and then maybe even again next year. So anyway, a lot of Bills fans come out on Sunday to watch the games in Nolan's?
Not really. To be honest with you, it's and this has been going on for the last few years. It's when the Bills play, everybody seems to stay home. So it's,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm the same way. I like to watch my the big games at home alone, or with maybe my wife, but I don't like going out for the big games.
Yeah.
I like to stress them out at home, bite my
Yeah.
fingernails. Well, thanks guys for coming in, and it's pretty cool that you've been all over New York State and now you're in Canandaigua. So Lake Placid, Syracuse, where was the other spot?
Rochester,
Oh, Rochester.
Waterloo.
Oh, Waterloo. So where were you in Waterloo?
It was the Holiday Inn then.
Oh, yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's the Lux.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't even know that. But yeah, that was, it feels like an eternity ago, but yeah, I was there.
Yep. So if you don't mind me asking, where were you in Syracuse?
So before coming to Canandaigua, I was at, most people refer to it as Hotel Syracuse, but
Oh, yeah.
the Marriott Syracuse downtown, the
Yeah, that's
historic
like the big
hotel.
one.
The big one.
Yeah.
And that's why I have the relationships I do with the artists in the area, because that's
Mm-hmm.
also a huge event property, and we did events constantly. So was able to make a lot of really good relationships with the different musicians and bring them out.
Yeah, it sounds like they're lucky to have you at the Hotel Canandaigua then with your experience. Not a lot of people with the diversity of experience that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it'll be good for the winter. I mean, I come from a place where we also created events to try to generate revenue through
Yeah.
the slower months, and that's exactly what Nick and I are trying to do together, and our teams are trying to do, is not only give people something to do, but keep everybody working and the economy going.
So Lake Placid as well. Last time I went to Lake Placid, it was in January. Like we went up there in January. And it was awesome. I mean, it was like minus 15, but we had a great time. We walked across Mirror Lake to downtown and, all that kind of stuff. Was Lake Placid, was winter like a busy season?
Yeah, so it's funny you bring that up. So Lake Placid is busy 10 months out of the year. There's 2 months that Lake Placid is not completely sold out, and that's November and April. When I came to Canandaigua, I started December 5th, and I immediately started looking outside thinking, God, there's so much opportunity here. Like, how can Canandaigua maximize this winter season? There's people out on the ice. There's, everybody was ice fishing. I saw opportunity for things like that to happen out here on these in these other lake towns.
Yeah.
Because if Lake Placid could figure it out and do it, then really anybody could.
Yeah, I agree with you. For me personally, I find that my summers are busy with things like going to someone's house for a cookout, or if I play a lot of golf, that takes up a lot of time. I take care of my yard. We have a pool, so I like to spend time there too. So I find that my summers are, and then come winter, I'm like, I want to go do something. So I find myself as a resident, in fall and winter and early spring, those are the times where I'm usually going out more to restaurants or looking for things like the events you guys have coming up. For something to do. So, but yeah, the winters up here are pretty cool too. It's just, it's hit or miss because I do like a little snow, and I like being outside in the snow. But sometimes the winters don't have a lot of snow, and then it's just kind of like it's a little more gray and stuff. But always nice on the north end of the lake. Like it's always a good view.
Yeah, it's
So.
gorgeous.
So just to recap things up here as we're going a little bit over here, got the Halloween Bash coming up on Halloween. Halloween's a Friday this year at the Hotel Canandaigua. Go to their social media, get your tickets, great music. And then the other big one would be the New Year's Eve Bash, where you can buy tickets now too. And again, that's going to be a huge event that you might want to secure your tickets now, talk to your friends, make your plans for New Year's Eve. Now in October, so you don't have to stress about it while you're also stressing about Christmas. And then Breakfast with Santa, Murder Mystery Weekend in Valentine's Day weekend in February. So a lot going on. really cool to talk to you guys both about just the things we talked about. Especially, I love you got such a great business, your background in hotels and what you're bringing to the Hotel Canandaigua. It was awesome. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having
Jim.
us.
Appreciate it.
So thanks everybody for joining us today. If you did enjoy the show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back next week. Until then, hey, it's October. It's a great time for a weekend here in the Finger Lakes, so get out and enjoy it.